Have you ever felt like some brands just totally get you, while others feel like they're from another planet entirely? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how the really smart ones do it. And spoiler alert, it's all about data and learning how to tame this absolute flood of information they have about all of us.
You know that feeling, right? Some brands seem to almost read your mind. They offer you exactly what you need right when you need it. And then there are the others. So what's the big difference here? It really just comes down to one thing: data. And this slide just nails the two sides of that coin. You've got the good personalization on the left. That's like magic, right? A brand actually anticipates what you need. But then on the right, you've got the bad kind, which is just, well, it's annoying, getting an ad for the headphones you just bought. The goal is obviously what's on the left, but so many companies are still stuck on the right. And there's a really simple reason for that. It's because companies are literally drowning in these massive, gargantuan data sets. I mean, every single click, every purchase, every little interaction we have gets recorded somewhere. But all that data, it's a total mess. It's scattered across dozens of different systems that don't talk to each other. So it's not a nice, neat library, it's a flood. This data flood basically boils down to 5 major challenges, and people in the know call them the 5 Vs. First, you've got the sheer volume, just tons of it. Then the incredible velocity it's created at. It's constant. Then there's the variety, because it comes in all these different formats. And you have to worry about veracity. Is the data even any good? And finally, the whole point of it all, how do you get any real value out of it? Any system that wants to fix this mess has to tackle all 5 of these head-on. So how in the world do you tame a data flood? Well, that's where something like the Salesforce Data Cloud comes into play. And the best way to think about it isn't as just another product, but more like a master organizer, a central hub that's built from the ground up to bring some serious order to all that chaos. And check this out. This slide is basically the whole blueprint. This is our map for the next few minutes. See, we're going to start all the way on the left with all that messy data coming in from different sources, and we're going to follow its path all the way over to the right, where that data finally gets put into action. Now, at the heart of all this is a really clever idea called a data lakehouse. Okay, imagine a giant library. Down in the basement, you've got this huge kind of chaotic archive of everything ever written. That's your data lake. But then upstairs, you've got a perfectly organized, quiet reference desk where you can find exactly what you need in seconds. That's your data warehouse. A lakehouse basically gives you the best of both worlds, all the raw power of that archive with the speed and structure of that perfect reference desk. All right, so to really get how this works, let's do something fun. Let's follow one single piece of data on its journey through the system. We're going to see how it goes from being just a raw, messy ingredient into a perfectly prepared final dish, totally ready to be served up. Okay, let's pull our map back up to see exactly where this journey begins. We're starting way over on the left in what they call the connect and prepare phases. This is where all that raw data gets pulled in and gets its first round of cleaning. So the very first stop is something called the bronze layer. Think of this like the loading dock of a warehouse. All the data from every single source just gets dumped right here in its original, raw, totally unfiltered state. Nothing gets changed just yet. The only goal here is to capture everything as is. From there, it moves on to the silver layer. And this is like the prep kitchen. That raw data gets cleaned up, it's filtered, it's sorted, and it's given some structure. It's basically transformed from this messy pile of ingredients into something reliable and organized that you can actually start to work with. And finally, we get to the gold layer. This is the plating station where everything comes together. The data is now completely refined, it's perfected. It's not just data anymore. It's a super valuable, high-quality asset that's ready to be used for some serious analysis, personalization, and, powerful insights. So now that all of our data is clean and organized, we get to what I think is the most powerful part of the entire platform. This is its real superpower, creating one single unified master profile for every single customer. And if we look back at our map, you can see this magic happens right in the middle, in the Unify stage. The system uses this process they call match and reconcile to build that one single source of truth for every single customer. But hold on, that's the key question, isn't it? How does the system actually know that the person who logged into the website and the person who bought something in the store and the person using the mobile app are all the same individual? Well, the answer is a process called identity resolution. And it's basically like a super sophisticated puzzle-solving engine. It uses a whole set of rules, like matching up email addresses or phone numbers or loyalty cards, to connect all the dots and merge all those separate, scattered profiles into one. And this slide shows you exactly how it works in a really simple way. So the system sees a JDOE from a website login. It sees an email address from the mobile app, and it sees a full name and another email from an in-store purchase. Using its rules, it figures out, hey, these are all the same person, and it combines all those fragments into one unified profile for John Doe. It's such a simple concept, but the results are incredibly powerful. Okay, we've collected the data, we've cleaned it, and we've unified it. But so what? What's the point? This is where we get to the fun part. We're now in the final phase, which is all about making this data actually do stuff. So let's go back to our map one last time. We are now all the way on the right-hand side, in the Analyze, Predict, and Segment, and the Activate stages. This is where all that hard work finally pays off. You see, with this one complete unified profile, a whole world of possibilities just opens up. Brands can create these hyper-specific audiences, right? So you only see ads for things you might actually be interested in. They can use AI to predict what you might want or need next, so you get recommendations that are genuinely helpful. And most importantly, they can create these truly personalized experiences that make you feel like the brand actually knows and values you. The source material really sums it up perfectly. The whole goal is to enable all of these actions based on in-the-moment data. This isn't about what you did last month or last week. It's about reacting to what you are doing right now to make your experience better and more relevant. I mean, just imagine a website that literally changes in real time based on what you're clicking on. That's the kind of power we're talking about here. And that kind of leaves us with one final, pretty fascinating question to chew on. We're walking into an era where a brand can have a perfectly harmonized real-time view of every single one of its customers. So what does that future actually look like? Is it going to be a world of hyper-personalized convenience? Or maybe something else entirely? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.